Chelsea Cutler with Your Bones. Welcome back. You're listening to the Country Viewpoint here on your Colour of Country Life, Flow FM. Well, it's time to switch our attention to certain services that may well be lacking in regional Australia, particularly those that centre around mental health and just general direction and guidance that you can receive. And joining me on the line now is Kate Mason, the personality coach who used to work in regional Australia, and she now currently enjoys a thriving business in Adelaide. Kate, lovely to be with you. How are you?
It's lovely to be here with you. I'm really well, thank you.
Perfect. Well, Kate, there's a lot to discuss when it comes to you and what you're getting up to as far as your business is concerned. So you're a personality coach. Firstly, tell us how you got into this and why you think it's so important for these types of services to exist.
Okay, so listen, what I say to people is I don't give you a personality, I actually help you understand your personality. So for me, most of us out there, the people listening, you never really got taught about people when you were at school. We never get taught about people when we're at university. We don't understand ourselves and we don't understand other people. So what I recognised very early in the piece was that I understood, I did a temperament theory and I understood my partner, my children, the people I live with, the people I worked with, and it made my life so much easier. And I actually understand what makes me upset, what makes me feel happy. So for me, I wanted to bring that message to the world, basically, because most people do not know and understand themselves. And most of us are not given the tools to understand ourselves as well. So if we don't actually understand how we think, how we take in information, how we make our decisions, and how we like to live our life, how can we possibly be happy enough to understand others and not have that knowledge of how to deal with other people? So my goal is, and I have done it regionally, I've visited a lot of country towns and worked with councils, is to let people understand themselves and then acknowledge and understand others. And I use different tools, and I use Myers-Briggs type indicator, and I use temperament tools as well.
All right. Now, just from the outside looking in, I would speculate that you get clients from all walks of life. Is that the case, Kate?
I do. So I work with the business community. I work with parents. I have a podcast, Parenting and Personalities, where I talk about type and I talk about parenting. And I also work with families as well, because let's face it, who do you usually wake up to at the at the breakfast table? It's usually going to be a member of your family. Do you really understand them? No, you don't. Actually, they're strangers a lot of the time. So what I do is I say to people, the best person to get to understand first is yourself, because we all assume we're right. Every time we speak to someone, we actually think we're correct and they might not be. We also have a different perception of how our information we give people is perceived, and we also perceive other people's information very often incorrectly. If you have tools to do that in every avenue of life, then you will become a much happier, much easier to be with person.
And what about the careers guidance space? Do you get a lot of people coming to you saying that they wanted, some help in realising their dreams?
I sure do. The thing is, I can't really lead them to find their dreams, but I can tell them what kind of jobs, we can work out what kind of jobs make them happy, what kind of jobs fulfill them the most. And it's not always the job, it's actually how your temperament and your type of personality, where they get their energy and their enjoyment from. That's the most important thing. And often in a job, people bring a set of personality skills which can suit any array of positions. And as long as you're happy in that position is the most important thing.
Kate Mason is the life coach wanting more of her type of services offered in the regions across Australia. We're going to speak all about the importance of having life coaching services available to small communities in regional and rural Australia on the other side of these messages. Don't go anywhere. Shawn Mendes with What the Hell Are We Dying For? And welcome back. You're listening to the Thursday Country Viewpoint on Flow FM. I've got Kate Mason on the line, the life coach, who wants to see the services she offers being more accessible to small communities across regional and rural Australia. Let's switch our focus to regional Australia. Now, you've spent time, as you said at the top of the interview, working in the regions. I am going to speculate that one of the stereotypical views that a lot of country people might have is that, if they're in a position in their lives where they've become slightly fragile with whatever it might be, it doesn't have to be something that immediately concerns their mental health or any sort of space that they're in with regards to that. It could just be that, they're lacking a bit of direction or something along those lines. That often think to themselves, well, I don't really want to go see a psychologist or a therapist. I don't want therapy because I don't feel like I'm at that sort of point of crisis. Are you sort of the middleman in that overall kind of pyramid, Kate? Like someone can come to you without the impression that they're going to have to get deep and profound. You're there as a service, which the regions certainly lack.
Absolutely. And I totally understand that concept. I'm here as a teacher. I'm here as a coach, and I'm here to teach you how to understand yourself. And I have a variety of tools that will educate you about who you are. So very much so, because I have a real belief that once you work out who you are and how you relate to other people, it will be a life changer, a serious life changer. And you might work out that you might need to seek mental health strategies. But other than that, what I find is that most people go, oh my goodness, actually, I'm doing okay. It's just these other things that I need to fix, which are fixable, and I don't need anything else. So yes, I would love to talk to people who are in that kind of position where they're sitting there going, what am I doing? I don't understand myself or the people around me. Yep, that's my spot.
And you worked in the regions like we said, so did some of that experience shape you in being able to become the teacher that you now are, the educator that you are in this space?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Look, I went and worked with councils. I worked with council workers. I saw people come into me going, what is this woman doing here? I've got no belief system on whatever she's about to present, and walking out totally different people coming up and thanking me for the gift of, presenting with them. And so, yes, I think that a lot of people are very guarded and skeptical of this type of thing. And I had to turn around in everyone, even council road workers who were just wonderful guys who came in, of course, full of skepticism, and it was great.
Fantastic. Well, before we go, just tell us more about where people can go to connect with you, Kate.
Sure. Look, I have a website, and it's thepersonalitycoach.com.au. That's where you can find all of my information, and I'm happy to come to rural areas. It's not a problem around any of that, or I can even Zoom people in. My podcast is Parenting and Personalities, and on that, I start talking about personalities. I'm also passionate about helping parents. So anyone that needs any help in those areas, that's a passion as well. Also, if you are a business listening in, we run a business. I have a business. I understand all about the complexities of business and understanding different types of people. So anything. I believe this is valuable anywhere. So please feel free to get in contact with me. I would love to hear from you.
Kate, it's been absolutely fantastic having a chat with you. Kate Mason is the personality coach. Thank you so much for your time and all the very best with everything, Kate.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on.
And if you do want to pursue the services of Kate Mason, you can find her page on Facebook. It's Kate Mason, the personality coach. Well, there's a lot more coming your way on today's Country Viewpoint. We'll take a look at the danger of eastern brown snakes popping up in our next hour. You won't want to miss that one. It's the Country Viewpoint here on Flow FM. Don't go anywhere.